Hey everybody, welcome back to a special Wide World of Brews. I can't really say it's special, but this because I didn't put one out this week, or earlier this week on Monday like I normally do. But the reason this one is special is because the beer is getting harder and harder to find, as it was a special limited release. Not only that, but I'm not going to tell you what beer it is until the end. I'm going to give you clues along the way, and I'm going to have a little fun with it and see if you guys can figure it out. Anyway, to start off, I'm just going to tell you about the grain bill. This is an extremely easy pale ale to make. Literally 2 ingredients. The grain bill is 2-row. Plain and simple, good quality 2-row. To make it at home, 11.5 pounds of 2-row is all you need for 5-gallon batch. Then you're going to hop the shit out of it. And they've got it in here in alpha acid units, so I'll let you do the math. But at 60 minutes, 3.6 alpha acid units. At 30 minutes, 3.6 alpha acid units. And at 15 minutes, 3.6 alpha acid units. And then it's just a simple London ale yeast, and they traditionally it was primed in the bottle. Second tip or hint on this beer is it is one of the original. That's right, one of the original craft beers. First there was Anchor with their steam beer, and then I believe this one came out, and Anchor actually helped the creator of this beer get it started. A little bit of history. I know I'm all over the place on this one, but I've done some research on this beer, and actually it's kind of neat how it all started. I believe the brewer who created this company and created this beer was in the Navy. He was in some kind of military, but I want to say it was the Navy. And when he was overseas, he was having all these amazing craft beers, and he could not find anything like it when he got back to the States. So he went and started his own brewery. He took what he learned about beer when he was overseas, which wasn't a lot. You know, he wasn't a craft brewer or anything. He wasn't a brewer before he left, home brewer or anything like that. And he's like, I want a beer like that. So he went and did it. Here's the final clue before we get to tasting. If you figured it out already, awesome. That's great. It's a good beer, honestly. Beer Advocate only rates it at 78, which I think is complete bullshit. But the company that has recently brewed it, as a comeback after 30 years, this is their perfect pint glass. Yes, this one is unlabeled, so it works great for this because it's not going to give it away. But all of you should know who had the perfect pint glass made for them. So anyway, we're going to give this a pour. This is a 5.7 ABV beer, 30 IBUs with an SRM of 4, so it's nice and light in color. The original gravity on it is 1.055. Final gravity should come out about 1.011. And always, use your BrewTubers online brew club bottle opener. If you're not a member, I recommend joining. Lots of helpful guys. Almost everybody, I think everybody that is in the club, makes YouTube videos similar to this, along with Homebrew Wednesdays. Label in. Not too aggressive of a pour. Now, like I said, this was originally bottle conditioned, and I'm guessing it wasn't this clear as it is now because it is now filtered. It's got a light golden straw color. I know the light's not great over here. I'm not going to go and look for a flashlight. I'm trying to knock these out and get them some videos up. Good carbonation. You can see the bubbles. It also helps that this glass is laser etched on the bottom. Let's go ahead and get a nose on it. Not a whole lot there. A little bit of orangey citrus kind of flavor. Really light, but it's got a little bit of orange. But just not a whole lot of hops to it. which I don't mind at all. This beer is amazing. It finishes nice, smooth, and clean, almost like a lager, but it is not. It is an ale. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. I haven't had this one. It's just warmed up a little bit. Real clean. You get malt sweetness, not too much sweetness, but a little bit of maltiness on the front. And it kind of travels to the back as well. And then you get the little bit of bitterness from the hops. It's just really a real simple, well-rounded beer. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, 1 grain, 1 hop. And the only reason he only did 1 grain in 1 hop is because he had such a hard time getting any other kind of hops. Hops were expensive. He was a start-off brewery. He was doing production brewing in 55-gallon drums. He built his whole brewery using 55-gallon drums. And they were bottling by hand as well. They didn't have all this machinery and shit they got nowadays. For just sitting back and having a couple beers, a nice session, this would not be a bad way to go. You know, nothing like a smash beer that was commercially brewed. There was another release of it recently, and but it's a limited release. From what I understand, they only made 1 batch. Had a hell of a time finding this. I was surprised I found any, because I want to say it came out in mid-February, and I just now found a 6-pack, and my local homebrew shop didn't have it, which completely threw me off because they get everything. But yeah, simple beer, simple pale ale. If you haven't tried it, I recommend you brew it, because you're probably not going to find it anymore. And I know you're all just dying to know what it is if you haven't figured it out already. But this is the... Alright, I'll tell you. This is the... No, just plain. This is the New Albion Brewing Company's New Albion Ale. Now, New Albion Brewing Company didn't brew this. Sam Adams did, as a tribute to Jack McAuliffe, the original founder. Right here on the bottle, I'll read the little thing. Jack McAuliffe's pioneering spirit paved the way to the American craft beer revolution. We're releasing this original pale ale with its distinct American hop character for the first time in 30 years in honor of Jack and his contributions to the craft brewing. Boston Brewing Company got together with Jack McAuliffe and through this, came up with this and wanted to bring it back, just as a tribute. That's awesome. It's people haven't had this in a while. It's a real simple beer, like I said, a good beer, and this is running long and I'm rambling, but I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I would like a little more hop profile, or not even hop profile, just... I'm partial to the crystal malts, so a little bit more color, but it's a good beer. I would make this beer for people that don't like craft beer, to get them started. It's just enough of a difference to bring them out of that Budweiser, Coors Light, Miller, all that bullshit beer into craft beer. It's a slight different flavor. Yeah, you get the hops in there. You get a nice citrus, little bit of a citrus note. Like I said, it's not overpowering at all. You're getting mostly malt character, a little bit of hop bitterness, but it's just a really good, clean, well-made beer. And if you can't find it, like I said, go ahead and brew it yourself. I'll put a link to where you can find the recipe on byo.com, and just have at it. Make it, try it. I enjoy it. It'd be a great summertime ale for sitting around outside, mowing the grass, or doing anything like that. So cheers, 17, and thanks for joining me on another wide world. Fuck, why can't I never say it right? Wide world of brews. Cheers.